Hey everybody. Before we get started, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our Patreon. At patreon.com/thenerdcult, you can help us in our attempt to bring you even more content beyond the general episode every 2 weeks. We have several tiers, ranging from $1 a month and up. At just $1 a month, you gain access to monthly polls. Help us decide what we talk about on the show, what merch you'd like to see in our store, what games you'd like us to play, and what special episodes you'd like us to do. At just $2 a month, you gain access to our episodes from the in-between, where we focus on a particular topic, be it game, movie, or just something fun. And for just $3 a month, you gain access to our videos, be they video reviews, let's plays, or other fun things. No matter how much you decide to pledge per month, we appreciate your help in making this podcast the best it can be. Thanks. Hello there, followers. Welcome to the Nerd Cult, a not-so-secret society dedicated to all things nerdy. As usual, I am Tyler Lee.
As usual and sometimes unusual, I'm Brock Parsons.
Always unusual.
Oh, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. It's Josh!
He said his name! In the form of a song that we all
In the
love.
best way possible.
He's a spicy boy, that's why.
That's why.
Can't touch
Such
it.
a spicy boy. Josh, how spicy are you?
Well, if you look on the Scoville unit, I'm sitting
What
right
is that
there
voice?
between the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Tom Hardy.
Whoa! That's up there. That's actually...
That is way up there.
I can confirm he's pretty spicy today. We're actually in the same room recording this.
He can confirm it
I can confirm.
visually.
Which is impressive because you guys live a total of, what, 20 miles apart?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, maybe like
40.
48
40?
or something.
48 exactly.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Josh, that's right. Josh, you live in Shawnee, or Tecumseh.
Tecumseh.
Tecumseh. Yeah, and I live all the way out in Ada. So.
I actually
Right.
smell spicy.
Mhm.
That's how much it's radiating off me.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of spice, though? What does it smell like?
It's like a deep, musty curry smell.
Ooh.
One that's been, it's spicy. Obviously, there's a lot of peppers in there, but also there's just something a little funky. A little funky to it.
It's saffron from India.
Lots of saffron.
Who's hungry? I know I am.
I'm suddenly a little bit hungry, yeah.
A little bit.
I have that effect.
Well, thankfully he's here to spice it up, and I can just
Thankfully.
take a bite.
All right. Why don't we get the spicy podcast started? And so, do you guys remember when I got to play the beta for Dragon Ball FighterZ?
Yeah, boy.
All right. Well, I got the game now, so I am just deep in this shit.
What do they call it when it's not a beta anymore?
The game.
A delta?
Delta. And it's the Dragon Ball FighterZ Epsilon.
Epsilon, yeah. what was there's some gamma. No? Shoot.
Well, that is
Some
one. Yeah, it's
game.
Gamma.
Sigma.
Sigma.
What was it? It was a ninja game. It was really hard.
Ninja Gaiden
Ninja
Sigma.
Ninja Gaiden Sigma, yeah.
Perfect.
I don't
Because
know
that
why I
made
brought
sense.
that up.
I mean,
Sorry. The Greek letters.
like we need a
It's going
subtitle. What do
somewhere.
we got? Sigma? All right.
Yeah. That's,
Cool.
Wait, but isn't that also the main villain's name in the Mega Man X universe? Sigma?
That sounds right.
that's
I can agree with that.
That's the name of the fraternity that's my arch nemesis in real life.
Okay. So
Sigma,
there's a
Sigma,
story. You gotta continue with that story. That's.
No, it's secret. I don't want
But you
to.
brought it up.
Well, I'm bringing it down.
All right, fine. You're gonna see now. Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't sound nearly as interesting as the fact that you have an arch nemesis.
A whole fraternity of nemesi.
Are they ninjas, Josh?
You better wait. I can't tell you.
Almost
You
got
almost got me. But yes, they are.
Is this like in Scott Pilgrim, like kind of like the League of Evil X's, but it's just like
Yeah, but they're just a bunch of bros. Pounded.
are they evil or are you the evil one?
Well,
He's spicy.
that's what I'm not at liberty to say.
You can't say if you're evil or they're not. All right.
It's kind of a gray area.
Brock, do you have any other questions for his for this that we could try and pry something out of him?
Well, I mean, have you ever like grapplinged in? I mean, what's the extent of this battle thing? Or are you just not gonna dive in?
It's more of a dance battle type thing that we.
Okay, I like where this is going. Let's break in
Acapella.
some more.
West Side Story. I'm thinking. Am I getting warmer?
So you're never on your own because like when they try and jump you, like you have your backup dancers with you. So
Right, yeah. Maria, Maria!
is that one of the songs?
That's all I remember from West Side Story.
I was like that's copyright. I mean,
Quite literally, just West Side Story. Ninja Battle. That's kind of what I got out of that.
I would watch the hell out of that West Side Story Ninja Battle.
Let's do it.
Did you guys hear?
Well, if there's anybody out there that can draw anime style, I want to make an NBA, National Basketball Association anime. I'll write the script. You do the drawings. Maybe not anime, but like a manga. Let's do it.
I don't even like sports, and I want this in my life now.
So good.
It would be
Yep.
amazing.
You don't even realize the extent of how good it would be. Just any snapshot of any time in the past like 5 years of the NBA
So much drama.
would be amazing.
Yep.
So over the top.
Oh, speaking of West Side Story, did you guys hear that? I read some stuff that they're doing a remake of it, musical for West Side Story, and it's a toss-up between two directors. Can you guess what the two directors are?
U-Bowl and Ron
Jesus.
Howard.
Michael
You
Bay.
just down at
And-
the scraping the bottom there, Josh.
Can I get one more guess?
Quentin Tarantino.
Whoa, he stole my guess. I was gonna say John Travolta.
John Travolta.
Well,
directorial
Brock,
debut.
you are half right. One of the people is Michael Bay wants to do it.
What?
Disgusting.
That's an incredible thing to find out live on the podcast.
And the other one, now keep in mind, this is just some stuff I've seen. It could just be rumors that don't mean anything. Like, who knows? But I've seen it kind of floating around the internet. The other person, who I feel like I couldn't pick a better antithesis to Michael Bay, is Steven Spielberg.
Well, yeah,
Wow,
I almost
okay.
said that because that makes sense. That'd be awesome. But he's never done a musical, has he?
I don't think so.
Not that I can think of.
No, I mean,
So I don't know.
I mean,
how
he's
that would
doing
work at all.
Ready Player One right now. That's a musical, right?
Yeah.
I
Totally.
think so.
I hope that doesn't suck.
I would watch, I think it'd be good if it was Steven Spielberg, but I honestly can't say, truthfully, that I wouldn't want to go see a Michael Bay musical.
I want that anyway, it turns out, yeah.
Yeah.
They should just
apparently
make
that's
the next
thing.
Transformers be a musical. And then we get,
There we go.
I mean,
Nice.
I would,
Fresh.
West Side Story.
because I would never watch another one, but if they did it that way, I mean,
Yeah.
I might have to.
Exactly.
Dragon Ball Fighter.
Dragon Ball FighterZ, that's right. I got to play it. I got the whole game, and guys, it is so good, so pretty, and so fun. Arc System Works did amazing with this. This might be the best Dragon Ball Z or just Dragon Ball fighting game I've ever played.
Better than
Excellent.
Budokai.
Budokai Tenkaichi
Better than
3,
Budokai.
that's
On the Wii.
unbeatable for me.
Right? I wasn't a big fan of the Tenkaichi series, but they were I get that they were pretty well loved. I liked Budokai 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, I feel like Dragon Ball FighterZ just kind of trumps them all.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well,
I feel
what's
like
the thing that I was most excited about was like the first person game. Have you done much of that, or are you just playing online, or what?
First person, what?
Well, like not the first person, one player. That's what I mean.
Oh, I was like the first. Yeah, I love the first person
That
camera
would be
mode.
incredible.
It
if
puts
you
you in
played
the.
first person. Yeah. It's like a
But no,
VR
what did you
experience.
mean?
Have you played the one player part, or do you just do it
Yes, I played a little bit of arcade, and I played a little bit of story mode. Story mode is definitely where it is weakest.
online? Really?
It's not bad.
Okay.
It's just really weird. Like the story mode is, it's it's all an excuse to say that you're controlling these characters, and I guess I don't know why they need an excuse instead of just saying you are Goku or you are Krillin. No, they had to have an excuse where they're being controlled by an outside party. So it starts out with like all these clones that you saw in the trailer and everything of all the fighters have taken everybody out, and Bulma finds Goku. And Goku is a silent protagonist because some unknown person who is you has somehow taken over Goku's consciousness.
Okay.
And
well, that's kind of based on the Yamcha reimagining that they did.
Yeah, the manga that was really
that
cool.
Was so good.
That was a lot of fun.
So the reason it's like this is to show why, I don't know, Goku would be so weak with you just starting out, because you can't access all of Goku's power.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, let's do this, and then you battle on and you level up and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Like, you can level up and learn new techniques and get some items and stuff, and then you eventually, pretty quickly, you save Krillin, so you get your second person, because it's, the game is teams of 3.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole game is always it's teams of 3, so like kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom in that way.
Awesome.
That's fun.
You eventually rescue Krillin, who will be like your first person, so then you can have Goku and Krillin in your team. And eventually you rescue people so you can start making your own team, but this is how it starts out. It gets to Krillin, and that's apparently everybody's been affected by this thing that's currently happening, and can't use their powers, unless you control their body. So when you're in a fight and you like tag out and the other person comes in, you're switching bodies. Goku even makes a reference about it, and he says, "Oh, wait a minute, so you telling me when he's controlling Krillin and fighting, I just have to sit on the sidelines and not do anything?" And Bulma says, "Yes." And Bulma says, "Yes." So it's a really goofy way to say, hey, you are controlling these people. I don't know why they had to do that. I would have been just fine, playing as Goku instead of playing as myself playing as Goku.
Right. Sure. I feel like it would have been just as easy to have not had all that roundabout stuff, and you're just supposed to accept oh, hey, maybe Goku's powers got taken away for So
the game world functions a lot like, if you guys remember the story mode in Budokai 3, I believe, where it was kind of like a game board and you moved spaces and got in fights. It's like that. There's so many moves, and if you run out of moves, you lose. Then you gain health back after each battle, but if you run out of health, you die. Stuff like that. So, like I said, it's kind of the weakest part, but it's still fun. But for the most part, I kind of found myself playing that a little bit, but then saying screw it and going to like online battles and going to arcade mode.
Can you play anything online, or do you have to unlock things?
I think all the characters, from what I know, are unlocked except Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. And you can only unlock them by beating... There are 3 arcade modes. There's Snake Way, I can't remember the second one, and Hyperbolic Time Chamber.
Yeah.
So there's 3 of them. And you can unlock hard modes. And the only way to unlock Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is to beat 2 of them on hard mode.
Wow.
I played them on normal, and granted, I was just starting out, but this isn't an easy game.
Sure.
I kind of like it. The controls are, the best I can describe, they're very easy to pick up and learn, but takes skill to master, which I think is kind of the perfect thing for a fighting game. You want everybody to be able to play, but you want people who are going to dedicate some time to master it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is it's very easy to pick up and play, but difficult to really master it. That being said, oh my god, is the fighting system super fun.
Are they significantly different with each character?
Yes, very much so. I mean, it's you have your punches and kicks and combos and stuff, and that kind of is a little samey. But the animations are a lot different. So when they're doing certain things, it's a little bit different. The special moves are all very different. You access a lot of them kind of the same way. A lot of them's like the down diagonal forward, kind of the same way you shoot a Hadouken in Street Fighter.
I was hoping
it's
like that way.
It's like roll forward, punch, kick, or something, and then roll back, and then one of those buttons, and they do different stuff. But all the moves are very different, so you get different animations and different stuff happening.
That's cool.
So, like I said, very easy to play with each character, but it doesn't look the same. It looks very different for each character, so it feels very unique.
Right. Sure. What new characters do you get? I know you get Hit and Beerus. Is that it? Or
Yeah, from Dragon Ball Super, Hit and Beerus. I'm in Dragon Ball, or in
do you get Goku
Super
Black?
Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. And then there's the Android 22, I believe is her name. Or Android 21, the new Android.
I think.
Other than that, it's like all the favorites. It's Goku, Cell, Frieza,
Frieza
Boo.
Gold, right?
I think there's a Frieza Gold you can unlock. Again, I haven't been able to unlock everything.
Yeah.
Sue me, I only have so many hours in the day to play this game, but I've played it a lot.
What about Hercule?
Hercules. I've not seen Hercule yet.
Mr. Satan, the greatest fighter in the universe.
Hail Satan! Hail Satan!
Satan.
What about Manaka?
You have
means big nipples.
You have Maju Kid. He is not on here that I know. Goku Black is in it though from the beginning.
Goku Black. Okay.
You can choose Goku Black from the beginning.
Cool.
Trunks, Android 18. Android 17 is from what I've seen, is a assist character, which kind of sucks. I liked Android 17. And no, Android 18's actual character you can choose, and Android 17 helps her out.
Ah, what?
Okay.
Yep.
After Superman, Dragon Ball, or after the latest episode, 17's like one of the greatest characters of all time.
I know. I got to get back into watching it because I've seen some previews, and it looks so good.
It's wild.
It's the best. It's such a ride.
Yep. But no, there's a lot of, pretty much your favorite character will probably be here.
They're probably going to update,
unless
too.
Your favorite character is just some really obscure.
Yeah.
I would imagine probably DLC, which, I don't mind for
Poor
character. That's fine.
Can you play as Oolong?
You cannot play as Poor.
Mr. Popo.
Let's see all favorites. You can
Buff
do
Roshi.
They got a bunch of different variations. There's Teen Gohan and Adult Gohan, who I really like. Gotenks.
Roshi would be cool. Is Roshi on there?
Yep, Majin and Roshi is not on here.
Darn it. I thought you were about to say Majin Roshi. It's like, holy crap.
No, for the main boss of the story, like I said, there's Android 21. She turns into Majin Android 21.
Well, okay, I bet that's for the storyline.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's story mode. That's what that is.
Okay.
Well, because there was no Android 21 in the show.
Yeah.
Or the movies that I know about.
Yeah.
No, she's created for the game.
Gotcha.
Okay, gotcha.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
No
But
garlic.
it's definitely,
Jr.
if you're a fan of, if they need to not put Garlic Jr. in, it needs to be Pilaf.
Yeah, no Pilaf.
Pilaf.
Pilaf
Totally.
would be awesome.
Budokai
just like-
Tenkaichi had all those characters for sure.
yeah.
Well, Budokai Tenkaichi, the final one they made, had every character.
Every character, basically, Ariel was there, and
What the heck?
yeah,
That's cool.
Poir, and yeah.
I like that they had Ariel. She had her own manga.
Yeah,
she sure
yeah.
did. Yep. Not
She was just a
even
guest
in the
in
US.
Dragon Ball.
There's a crossover, or well, she makes a cameo, I guess, in Dragon Ball Super.
That's
Oh,
a
really?
fun little episode.
It was, one of those filler episodes. Pan flies away because she can friggin' fly as a baby. Sorry, I run that for you.
Because Pan's just super powered, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember how it took Goten till the age of how old was he?
Like 7.
Seven. Yeah.
I mean, Goten, who could go Super Saiyan but couldn't fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And now Pan can do it without. She can't even talk yet. Can't even walk, but she can fly.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer Pan Dragon Ball Super or Pan Dragon Ball GT?
Oh God.
Oh yeah, super baby.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's actually useful.
Pan is the worst character of all time in GT.
It's so bad.
So annoying. Oh
It's
my
rough.
God.
No thanks.
Yep.
No thanks.
No, I would definitely recommend you guys picking it up, and then we can play online. That'd be cool.
Yeah, boy.
Heck yeah.
Let's do it, boy.
By the time I get it, nobody's going to be playing it anymore.
Right.
That's how it always works.
Look at that, I'll be playing it.
Good. You better be.
I have that and Monster Hunter to occupy my time online now.
Woo!
You'll be so much better than us by the time we get it.
You'll have to have some handicaps.
Yeah, we'll just get frustrated.
I'll just walk away and make something to eat while you guys
Like, I get to
play.
be Blue Vegeta, and you've got to have, like, a 5x handicap as Krillin.
I'll be Yamcha. And
Yamcha, yeah. Chaozu and Yamcha. That's your team.
That's your whole team.
You get 2 Chaozus. 1 Yamcha.
That'd be great.
Oh, that's wonderful. So it sounds like you had a great time with the game.
Oh, I did. It's really fun. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. Except now I gotta jump on the Shadow of the Colossus remake that I got.
That's already out.
HD
oh my
remake
gosh!
It's
for the PS. It's for the PS4. It's more than just updating graphics.
They did an HD version a few years back.
For the PS3.
And then they redid it again for the PS4, and I mean it's basically the same thing. But then this is like a complete remake, basically, of the first game. But they tried to stay true to.
Yeah, it's a complete overhaul. Everything. It's one of the prettiest games I've ever seen in my entire life. I swear to God.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. And I mean, it's one of the greatest games of all time, anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. It's actually so good. It teeters between number 1 and number 2 on my top games of all time.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it has to be top 10. I can't think right now, but I think maybe top 5.
Well, that's all I got for Dragon Ball FighterZ. But we have a fun little segment that we're going to introduce. Probably won't be an all the time thing, but new segment. Yeah, on times when we get bombarded with trailers like we have in the past week.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little. We don't know what to call it, so we're just gonna call it something stupid like pessimistic versus optimistic.
No, yeah.
This is where we go over a trailer
versus optimist.
Yep. This is where one of us is a pessimist about a trailer, and another one is an optimist about a trailer, and then there's a judge. That'll be me, because I just get to soak in all this goodness. We got 3 trailers we're going to talk about, and the first one we're going to do is the trailer, the teaser, really, for Venom.
Really, it's a minute long. So.
It really is. Venom. So why don't you guys tell who's going to be optimist and who's going to be pessimist on this one?
So for this one, I'm going to be the optimist.
I'm the pessimist. This movie stinks.
Hey, I didn't tell you to go.
Whoa.
What are you doing? Well, that's minus 2 points.
What?
Minus 2 points.
You stink.
Suck it. This movie's awesome.
Minus 4 points. You're arguing with the judge.
These refs are ridiculous. It's almost as bad as the NBA. Check out the manga coming out soon.
NBA the Monk. That's what it's called.
NBA the Monk.
Josh, just, like, if this was TV, he would smile at the camera and it would just go ching.
He smiled at me and went ching. You missed it. You guys aren't here for it.
It's like, segue into my product. All right. Well, Josh, since you have so much to say, why don't we start off with you? Why don't you go? Tell us.
Wait, how much time do I have?
I'll give you 2 minutes, starting now.
Alright, here's the thing. It's only been 1 minute, but I already hate this freaking film. First of all, Tom Hardy, worst choice for Venom of all time. He's one of the worst actors I've ever seen. I mean, one of everything that I see him in, I'm just like, just get off the screen. I mean, your shoulders are too large. And then you don't even get to see Venom himself. You get to see a guy screaming, Tom Hardy, the terrible actor, screaming. You don't get to see Venom. I mean, is he even going to be in the film? Is that the last scene of the movie? Probably. Where's Spider-Man? Hello, it's Venom. You can't have Venom without Spidey. Am I right? My Spidey senses are not tingling. And there's a scene in the trailer where he has friggin' telekinesis. What's going on here? Are we mixing superheroes now? Supervillains now? Is Venom a villain? Is he a hero? You don't even know. This trailer's a piece of garbage. You don't even know what to think. So, don't go see it. Don't waste your money. It'll be awful. I can tell already. I can smell it from here. Ugh.
That might be all. He might be done.
You got a little... Do you want to just call it there?
Yeah, I'll
you got
call
a little...
it there, yeah.
Okay,
how long
that's
was
it
that?
for...
How much did I have left?
You shaved about... You had about 25 seconds left.
Okay.
Wow.
I can prepare for next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, all right, that was from Josh, the pessimist. Now we'll go over to Brock, the optimist. Brock,
yes.
You have 2 minutes on the clock, and go.
Okay, first off, Tom Hardy is a beautiful, handsome boy, and he's a fantastic actor. I don't think that part was real. I think you were bending it a little too hard on that one. Because, I mean, I can't think of a bad movie that Tom Hardy's been in. Even, okay, when my wife and I first met, she was like, oh, the Batman Dark Knight Rises got ruined for me because my friend keeps doing the Bane voice. And I was like, there's no way. So eventually, I meet the friend that she was talking about. He ruined the entire movie for me. And the Bane voice, I can only laugh at now. Even then, I still think that's a fantastic movie, in part thanks to Tom Hardy and his ridiculous voice. But that's beside the point. On top of that, not seeing the monster, I think, is the key to a good trailer. Like, think back to Jaws. In Jaws, you didn't get to see the shark. You didn't get to see the shark basically till the end of the movie, and when you did, it was fantastic. Now, I don't know if they're going to do that this time around, but I do think it's going to be a slow burn. But it's kind of hard to tell, because really the trailer was only a minute long. We didn't get very much from this trailer. And I don't think it's enough to make any impulse decisions on not seeing the movie just because of the 1 minute trailer. And on top of all that, we kind of get a lot of mystery out of it. Like, for instance, Josh mentioned the new powers. Am I out of time? Is that what happened?
Nope, you're fine.
Good. Okay. So Josh mentioned new powers, like like him like blowing some cars away. I mean, I think some of that might just be that we're getting to see an entirely new Venom, like one not based off the comics, one not based off the MCU. What was that?
No talking.
What was that? So I don't know. I think we're going to see a new interpretation.
Non-canonical.
They've mentioned that it might be non-canonical.
All right, that's it. Josh is disqualified from this.
Oh, no.
Brock wins.
Well, that was easy.
With a few seconds. So apparently you just have to leave Josh to his own devices, and you'll win.
I'm not allowed to rebut.
In the middle of his 2 minutes? No.
Well, I'm just copying what I see on television.
Of course. Well, maybe we shouldn't copy the current political climate. Woo. All right, so the times are out. I'm sorry. Josh, do you have a rebuttal that you would like to do?
No. How many points did I get?
Okay, you currently have -5.
God dang it.
So, and you lost anyway because you got disqualified, so Brock wins.
And a DQ, man.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, where points don't matter.
Points don't matter at all.
That was too funny.
Wonderful. That's a good start.
Well, I'll probably go see the movie just because Tom Hardy's in it, but yeah. And also, you do see the symbiote at the very end for like a split second.
Like a split second. You don't get to see a full-on Venom.
Yeah.
Well, if listeners, if you enjoyed that, you are in for a treat. We're gonna keep going. Next one.
By the way, if Tom Hardy, if you're listening to this, that was just a lampoon. I really love you, guy.
Because he's listening to this.
Tom Hardy, if you're listening, we need viewers. Please give us a good rating on
Could you tweet us out? Like, tweet us out or something.
You don't have to tweet us out. Just give us a rating on iTunes.
Oh, Tom Hardy liked this. Wow.
Oh, holy shit.
Wow.
All right. Next trailer we're going to do is we are going to do Kingdom Hearts 3. At the recent Japan Expo, they released the latest trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 showing, I think it was Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., and... Tangled? Yeah, and Tangled.
Little Mermaid.
And a Little Mermaid. A little bit of,
bit of that mermaid.
A little bit of that mermaid. So, who's going to be positive? Who's going to be negative on this one?
It's going to be the same thing again.
What?
I'm going to be positive. I think.
Same thing again. All right.
We can switch.
I thought it was going to be positive.
We can switch it right now.
Well, you're going to be... It doesn't matter anymore.
It
doesn't matter.
You be negative.
I'll be negative.
Because I thought you had good notes on negative.
I did the opposite. That's okay.
All right. Well, we're going to change it up and yet keep it the same this time. We're going to start with positive, but since Josh is positive, we're going to start with Josh. Okay. And you know what? Since last time, neither one of you went for 2 minutes. I think I'm just going to let you go free, and if you go longer than I think you should, I'll shut you down.
Okay. Make a buzzing noise if I go too long.
Yeah, I'll just throw my mic across the room. So.
Okay.
All right, Josh, go.
All right, number one thing that's great about Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. We got a furry Sora, and that has been my sexual fantasy since day one. So I get to fantasize day and night about that cute little fuzzball.
That's going to be one of my positives.
Now it's one of your negatives. The other one, we've been waiting 13 years for this sequel to finally arrive. And as we all know, waiting 13 years for a video game to come out always is a good thing. 2 words for you, Duke Nukem.
Okay, I was going to say, can you cite some sources on that?
Am I right? Duke Nukem we waited so long, it was so great.
Point for Josh. Good point.
Then we have, I mean, well, the graphics look awesome, but that's not everything. But you have Toy Story.
It's the only thing.
You got Toy Story. You got Monsters Inc. You got Tangled, which Tangled looks awesome. It's one of my top Pixar/Disney movies. But what I'm most excited about is the friendship that we're gonna make with those characters. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
All right, I will cut you off if you keep singing.
All right, so
Josh is cut off.
Boy, you got a friend in me.
Buzz.
Thank you.
Wow.
Brock, can you top that?
Well, I'm not going to be singing since, I mean, basically everything he said was actually
qualified.
The same thing as my negatives.
All right, well, Brock, take us to the negative on Kingdom Hearts 3's latest trailer.
First off, Sora is a furry. Josh listed that as a positive, when in fact that's one of the few things that isn't under God's light. And God's light's like pretty broad, but just doesn't qualify under it. It's not something natural under this world.
Is it really broad?
It's pretty broad, you know. We got even the gays are getting in there now. Oh, so
good old Pope.
Good old Pope. So as much as we are all strangely aroused by Sora being a furry, I mean, we're just gonna have to put those arousals to bed and get on over it, because that's not good of Disney to do. And I just want to point out Disney's track record for adapting anything and using any of these characters from other franchises. I mean, really now, like, look what they did to Star Wars. Think about that.
Ruined it.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, absolutely ruined it.
For reference, see our episode where we do nothing but gush about the new Star Wars film.
And, I mean, sometimes ever since they acquired Fox, I feel like they retroactively ruined the Alien franchise. Haven't even touched it yet. But I'm sure mad.
They've gone back in time. They've reached back.
I like to think they're responsible for Covenant.
I liked Covenant, but fuck off, whatever.
I'm doing this. So 13 years. Additionally, 13 years. Josh mentioned Duke Nukem. That's like my main point. Duke Nukem was horrible. Duke Nukem Forever was the worst game of all time.
Brock also gets a point in this department. Good point, Brock.
And really, I don't think it is making friends along the way. Because, I mean, if the friends you're going to make are going to be furries and Disney characters, But I don't want those friends. Argument closed.
All right, yeah, I was going to cut you off before you alienate any more of our listenership. Wow, all right, so I'm going to make a rule that no longer will this segment be able to be used as a personal soapbox, Brock.
Well, can't we just get along? You got a friend in me.
I don't got a friend in no one.
All right, we're moving
You got
on.
a friend in me.
Okay.
So moving on to our
Furries,
final trailer. We got one more trailer, and I'm very anxious to see what this is going to be. They recently released. It's another Star Wars story. This one is just called Solo. If you don't know what it's about, fuck off. How do you not know what it's about? It's called Solo. Yeah, it's called Solo. It's a Han Solo origin story about how he got the Millennium Falcon and all that good shit. And so, guys, who's going to be who on this one?
I believe I'm going to be negative. I'm pretty darn sure that's what we decided.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Mr. Positive again.
Oh boy.
All right. So this time we're going to start off with Brock. Brock,
yes.
Take us to the negatives.
All right. I just want to start out with just the design of the title. Just the little Solo rectangle. It actually reminds me of a Tide box. Not to mention the Tide controversy going on of children.
Timely. Very nice. 2
eating
points.
Tide Pods and having them explode in their respiratory tract.
2 points for timely.
A little bit insensitive, but also just kind of bad design. And, really, I guess it's about time we get another version of Young Adventures of Indiana Jones and take a beloved character and just completely water it down. I've always just wanted to water down the male embodiment of adventure. That's really what we need right now. So, on top of that, I really love that they found an actor with a hairline that's actually older than present-day Harrison Ford, too. Like, I really needed him to actually look older than Harrison Ford for me to grasp this part. And then Woody Harrelson's there. Maybe he can completely distract me from the movie and take me out of the adventure completely. Like, there's no way to not just see a movie and be like, oh, hey, Woody Harrelson's here. What's he doing?
And it's not Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, like Hunger Games, you're watching. And I mean, I like Hunger Games, don't get me wrong, but you're watching, and it's hard to not just be like, oh, that's Woody Harrelson, the actor. He's here. He's here to join us on the train. So that's good. In addition to all of that, as a serious complaint, I feel like while the visuals were pretty alright for most of the trailer, when we got to the end of just the teaser that we saw during the Super Bowl especially, seeing Chewbacca and seeing our young Han Solo together, like they're standing on the mountain and kind of waving or whatever, and it's like, it just really does look like a dude in a suit and just a little tiny, like, B actor just standing there. Like, it looks like just, oh yeah, we took a picture of these two in costume on set.
It was a Comic-Con in Ireland.
Yeah, it was a Comic-Con in Ireland, exactly. So yeah, that's my pessimist for this one. I'm gonna stop there.
All right. Well, you got your 2 points for being timely with the Tide Pods, but you then you lost 2 points.
Oh no!
Wow.
For insulting Woody Harrelson. Fuck you.
Uh-oh.
Just watch it. And you lost 2 more points, but it was at the beginning, and I can't remember what it was, but I just remember I was docking 2 points for some reason. I can't remember what it was.
-2. I think I could beat that.
I appreciate you being fair with me.
Yes, of course. If I think of it, if I remember what it is, I will let you know.
Good.
But Josh, take us to the positives.
All right. Here's the thing, you freaking neckbeards. Listen up.
All right, good opening.
That's you right now. Because this is going to be incredible. I don't care what you say about Mr. Han Solo, fill-in, little boy. He's going to be great. You got Chewbacca, which is always going to be great. And then Woody Harrelson, F you, brother, because have you not seen 3 Billboards? It's nominated for an Oscar this year, and he was incredible in it. Have you not seen that zombie movie? Have you not? Have you not
also
seen,
known as Zombieland?
That one. Have you not seen White Man Can't Jump? I mean,
gotta give him that one.
He's an American.
I was gonna throw in War for the Planet of the Apes.
Never seen it.
Really?
Because I saw the trailer and it was garbage.
-4.
Dang it! I gotta catch up. Okay.
You gotta catch up.
All right. So here's the thing. I mean, we've changed directors, but we got friggin' Ron friggin' Howard, Oscar-nominated director, one of the great directors of our time, directing this, and so he could turn a turd into diamond, and so that's what he's going to do with this. We got city chases and cars. We got brand new Millennium Falcon. We got new characters. Maybe a love interest before Han meets Leia, which would be interesting.
I think he was a virgin before.
Obviously. And anytime you have a smuggler, anytime you have, car chases / friggin' spaceship chases, it's gonna be a good movie. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. It's just gonna be good. But here's the best part. Everyone says, it doesn't look like Han Solo, doesn't sound like Han Solo. Well, here's the thing. It's not Han Solo. Chewbacca's, 300 years old in this movie? It's another human that he just named Han Solo, alright? It's the same species, just like you go out and get a Dalmatian. Looks the same, sounds the same, but it's not. And so that's what it is. You guys are missing the whole thing. This is Han Solo #1, and then Chewbacca at the end of the movie goes to the kennel and gets the Han Solo that we know today. And so look forward to that in theaters March.
All right.
I just want to point out just real fast. Right. He didn't mention Lando at all. That's like I tried to keep.
Oh my God!
I tried to keep Lando a secret.
Yep.
I tried to keep Lando. I was like, I can't mention Lando at all because that's the best part.
I think I lost because of that.
Yep. I mean, you were pulling strong. I mean, you started out, you had a +3 because you called out the neckbeards, but then you had a -4 for insulting War for the Planet of the Apes, which means you were ahead by 1.
Oh.
And then I gave you a 1 for the funny Han Solo one, so you were at 0, so you were winning. But you didn't mention Lando. That's -3.
Piece of garbage. No.
How do you forget? I mean, we can all agree that Donald Glover is,
amazing.
He didn't have any speaking parts, but just that smile alone was like, man, that's like a young Lando.
It was going to be a
Charming.
+10 as soon as he mentioned him. That's all he had to do.
I just had to mention him. Don't even have. Should have been my #1 point.
That was super fun, and pretty sure that everybody is going to love that segment in the future. Especially, just saying, guys, with summer movie coming up.
Ooh, we got a lot.
A lot of trailers on the horizon.
So if you didn't like that segment, that's too bad.
Just consider that. Just consider that a trailer teaser to the real trailer, and then one day we'll do a whole movie of that.
Do a whole entire movie.
All right.
It'll be called The Great Debaters. The Master Debaters.
I like this idea of me being the judge and me just totally playing Whose Line Is It Anyway with the points. So that's definitely something we're going to keep doing.
That would be fun.
So, why don't we move on? We got some listener questions this time. Sorry for last time. We have very busy lives. You wouldn't think we do, but we do.
Yeah. Well, we had to get to the balls.
We did. And that was important.
Our
Good
eyes
God.
were on the balls.
I had blocked out that we did that episode, but we got like 80 people downloaded that episode. What the hell? Wrong with you people? So, let's start off with our listener questions. We got a couple. We got one from Facebook. Brock, do you want to read this one?
Do we have it pulled up?
Let me pull it up.
All right.
I think I know the question.
Gonna do some editing on this.
I know the question.
We have Mr. Caucasians.
Mr. Caucasian's question too.
You haven't read this one yet, Tyler.
You're correct. I haven't. Thanks for holding questions away from me.
It's a question for you.
I'm sorry. Someone has a question for me.
Yeah, just for you.
All right. Should I do mine first since it's pretty relevant to me? I guess I'll go. So,
go ahead.
This one is from Cynthia Mellon Parsons, which happens to be my beautiful wife.
Yeah! Man,
Sucking up
gay.
on the
You
podcast. Nice.
Yeah.
You gay. You kiss a girl, and girls like guys, and you kissed a girl that likes guys. You gay.
I'm real gay for my wife. And for some men.
Well,
depends.
Tom Hardy.
Whoa, Jinx!
So, my wife asks, why can't Metroid crawl? And I just want to point out, really Metroid could crawl, just for the first few games. And then the patriarchy, the men, who were in development of game, they said, women can't crawl.
This game needs more balls.
Let's turn her into a ball.
Before we take this any further,
Tyler, I jinxed you. You need to be quiet.
I'm gonna do I am the okay. minus 4 points for the future. I'm gonna do a correction. Is she asking why Metroid can't crawl or Samus?
Well, since Zelda, the male protagonist from
fuck
Legend of
off.
Zelda, is in the suit, I think she's asking, why can't Zelda crawl?
Okay.
That's nothing to do.
Oh, it's been a while since a sentence actually hurt me that bad. But continue,
Josh,
by all
do
means.
you have a good answer for that?
Related, how are rainbows made?
How's a sunset made? How are boobs made?
They just did. They just do.
I hope this whole... that...
So
Cynthia, I hope this
is that the
answers
answer?
your question.
Do you have anything to add to that, Tyler?
No, God, no. Shit, no. I am pulling us forward on Twitter now. We have a question from Adam Choate. Disney is doing their own streaming service next year and has at least one live-action Star Wars series coming. Would you prefer this show takes a new route or do something like a Star Wars story where it's a spin-off origin?
It would be...
I
are you gonna
want
go?
some new stuff.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's time for new material. The Star
Like-
Wars universe is huge.
Like, could you
Spin-offs are
imagine?
nice.
Could you imagine how bad that would be? Like, somebody... Like, everyone's already crapping on Han Solo. Could you imagine a whole TV series with, like, a not ready for the big screen actor doing major Star Wars characters? Everyone would just be with pitchforks outside of Disney Studios. Give us that mouse's head, mother effer.
Princess Leia, the playing house in the castle, the series. Just the actual biggest messed up I can think of.
Oh, God.
I tried to.
Princess
Right.
Leia and Alderaan
Yeah.
learning to become a princess.
Yep.
Definitely, I think that it would be best if they branched out and started coming up with new stuff. Because, like one of you said, it's a whole universe worth of just great stuff.
Wait, you don't want a Jar Jar origin story?
That's beside the point.
Where did he come from?
Where did Jar Jar come from?
Where
I don't
did-
think that's
and
ever
where did-
even touched on in any of the films.
And where did he go?
Oh, no.
God.
Well, no, there's actually there's a novelization of where he went.
Oh yeah, I he's actually in
The Death Star?
the Aftermath, the third book. He saves a little kid. It's cool.
He's like a street performer because that's
Yeah.
like all he could do.
Yeah, so like everyone makes fun of him, but he makes money off of it. So poor guy. He was a senator, and now he's like a clown bum.
I'm actually more worried about Disney having their own streaming service because let me take you guys back a few years ago. Do you remember when not everybody had their own fucking streaming service and it was great?
Yeah, that was nice.
It was nice.
Because the whole point was like, hey, we can do Netflix or Hulu or even Amazon Prime, and we don't have to. We get all our stuff just in like one of those three, and now it's basically going back to normal except worse, where every company has their own streaming service. So if you want stuff, you got to pay for all of them.
I'll just go back to pirating, I guess. That's okay.
Like you
know.
you brought this upon yourself,
Forced my
companies.
hand.
I do think it is like I get why they're doing it, but God, it just sucks so bad. Like
Right.
it's everything. It just came full circle and everything's back to normal, but it's streaming now.
There is actually this article that I read that said that pirating doesn't hurt sales at all, because the people who do pirate would, well, either one, the people who do pirate wouldn't have ever even watched the thing or consumed the thing to begin with, and so they wouldn't have paid for it anyway. They just would have not seen it. And so, like, there's very few that would have paid for it and then ended up downloading it. So, in the long run, there's no net positive or negative from pirating. But everyone's freaking out about it.
I mean, that's
you wouldn't
debatable
download a house, would ya?
I would download a computer.
That's debatable because I know a lot of people who, when they pirate something, then they put it up for other people to pirate and to torrent and stuff like that. So.
Well, that's what they're saying, is people who torrent would have never even consumed it to begin with. So, more people are consuming what you're creating.
Well, I think that's true to some extent, but not completely, so...
Well, that's what the study said, so scientists versus you.
Well, I'm not completely disagreeing with it, I just think there's some truth and some assuming in it.
Here's the question for you, though.
Yeah, let's hear that. Who's this from?
This is from Mr. Caucasian.
AKA
I don't know who that
Lance.
is. Okay, I thought so.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so, which Final Fantasy game would you play if you could only use Kate Sith, Zell, and Kamari as your only team members?
That's kind of a great question.
No, wait. Which game would I play if I could only use those three in my party?
Yeah. Which one could you actually get through?
It'd have to be a toss-up between my two favorites. It'd either be 7 or 10, because I like the story so much I could just
power
I could force myself through it, and I'd have a lot of materia, or I could just send them through a different spear grid and at least soup them up with some half-decent stuff if I had to.
Maybe.
Throw some half-decent materia their way.
It just takes so much longer to do anything.
Why was that directed at me?
Well, you brought up Kate Sith, I think, last podcast, so...
Yeah, Brock did too!
Too bad.
Alright. I feel like I answered that like a champ, so...
Yeah, I mean, consider...
okay, now I'm gonna pose the question to you guys.
Oh,
what if you had to do that? Which Final Fantasy would you be able to play through?
Tactics.
Dang it.
Nice! That's a good choice!
Yes.
Okay, why Tactics? Why Tactics?
Well, because you can... I mean, technically you could get through it.
Job systems.
Right, yeah, you could train them in the right way to make it kind of work. It would take way, way, way longer, and that game is already like 2,000 hours long, but...
That's half the fun, though, is training them in the jobs, though.
Yeah, that is cool.
It's when you just make everybody a monk, and then everybody just heals everybody.
There, just constant.
One way to do it.
All right, Brock, you cannot choose Tactics. What is your choice?
Tactics. So I'm going to choose an interesting idea. So 12, there were things about it that I really, really, really liked, and then there are things like the story and the characters that I didn't really care for. So I would say, yeah, if we put just this ragtag team of like the shittiest Final Fantasy characters from like 10 and before, i.e. those three, into 12, I think it'd be a fun little adventure. I think it'd make the game fun, and Kamari would be kind of cool to have in Final Fantasy 12 world. I think, yeah, that would be interesting.
I was about to say, I don't mind Kamari.
Too bad.
Yeah, I definitely like him as a character. I just never play as him.
I like
would kind of fit in there too.
Yeah, I like 12. I had a good time. I kind of agree with you. There was like a couple that game should have been about a couple of different characters, and instead it was about the annoying teenage boy.
It sure was.
Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really liked it, and I really liked was it called the Gambit system?
Yeah, I like the Gambit system.
I actually really like that, and that actually, I can see your point, that might make it manageable, because then you basically give Kate Sith these orders that he always has to follow.
Exactly, yeah.
So
and
that's
I feel like him and Kamari make sense in the world. I'm not sure. What was the other character that he mentioned?
Zell.
Zell? Oh,
Zell.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's from 8.
I can just pretend he's not there. Yeah.
That's from 8, right?
Yeah, 8 was Zell.
Yeah, I don't like 8, and which is fine. I get but people like it. Like I'm not saying it's a bad one. I just don't like 8. It's not fun for me.
Yeah. I feel like that's what it is. Like, people either like it or don't. It's like there's no gray
Well,
area.
I love 8.
I think its biggest problem is it was right after 7 and right before 9.
Right. Yeah.
Which are 7 is. I'll argue that 7's the best. I get that it might not be, but I think there's an argument that it is. It's still a very good game, and 9 is amazing. I love 9.
With nostalgia glasses, it's the best.
Yeah, there's an argument to be made without nostalgia glasses, but take the nostalgia glass. I can take them off. That game looks shitty now.
Oh god, yeah.
But it's still like 15 years ago when I first tried to play it. But that's it's still great. I mean,
I've recently played it. It still plays really well.
Yeah, the system works.
I will say it doesn't. I like Sephiroth. He's not the best villain.
No.
No, yeah, he's a good one.
No, best villain came before that. Kefka.
Who are you saying? What?
Kefka.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Kefka succeeded. Come on, he blew up the world. Well, all right. Are there any other questions that you guys had?
Do you love me?
Okay, I meant from viewers. With me. Or listeners. Viewers. I meant from viewers. Because, no, listeners, really.
We'll save that one for later, then.
There you go.
Listeners, you guys should think of stuff for me and Josh, because we were in the same room together this time. Probably not next time, but it sure seems like it would have been appropriate to have had questions.
Probably never again. It's not working out too well.
Like, what's Josh's hair look like up close? Hey, look.
Like black ramen noodles.
What?
Well, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. That's where that spice smell's been coming from.
He's not wrong. Well, anyways.
Black ramen noodle.
Black pepper flavor.
God. Well, that's all we got for you today, folks. Remember...
Guys.
Yeah, sorry guys. If you want to keep up with us, though, we're all over social media, Facebook and Tumblr. We're on Twitter at Nerd Cult Podcast. We're also on Patreon, which if you want to help us out, throw us $1 or $2 a month. It helps us out. It's patreon.com/thenerdcult. We recently made some changes. For $1, if you just do $1 a month, you can participate in our monthly surveys, or our monthly polls, which you guys will be shaping kind of how we do the show. And we're actually going to be putting one together pretty soon and putting that up. So keep an eye out for that.
So yeah, that's a really cool thing. Like, you get to choose what we talk about if you're a patron. So.
Yep. And that's just $1 a month. So.
What other service does that for you? You can't go to Disney and say, "Hey, make this movie for me." You can do that with us.
Yes, we will talk about things that you want us to talk about.
Just saying.
Yep. We're also on iTunes. Give us a review, give us a rating. Helps people find us.
Especially if you're Tom Hardy.
Especially if you're Tom Hardy, please give us a review and a rating. And we also got a website, nerdcultpodcast.com. And you can email us, nerdcultpodcast@gmail.com. Tweet us, email us, give us your questions. We'll answer them.
Smoke signals, pigeon carriers.
We'll try and
accept all.
Yes, we will definitely try and see those.
Visa and MasterCard.
Yep. Individually, I'm Tyler Lee. You can find me on Twitter @_TylerLee_. Or let me try that again. @_Tyler R. Lee_. I have the easiest one and I screwed it up. Awesome. Your turn.
I would say mine is the easiest one because on Twitter you can find me @Brocculonatron. That's exactly how it sounds. And that's probably the best place to find me. Or you can direct questions at me just through the the Nerd Cult group email service.
All right, so strike 2. Josh, can you get through this without a hiccup?
Words and Twitter.
Can you say your name for us?
Oh. At Josh D. Forrester. I did it!
I don't think if Twitter. It was for us, I don't know if the listeners would even know your name if it wasn't for us.
We love you.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Another successful recording.
Another successful recording. Thanks for joining the cult, everybody. Once again, I'm Tyler Lee.
I'm Brock Parsons.
And I'm Sexy.
And remember, never don't bubble.